All right, in the next part of this series, we're going to test this Panacea X's ability to make a bojo. So I found a piece of sanding deadwood here that we're going to use as our fireboard and hopefully spindle and maybe tinder bundle as well. I think this is a piece of willow. So we're actually going to make a couple of sets out of here while we're out here. So I'm probably going to take it off pretty far up. Alright, so in the last video I forgot to do a bit of a comparison in size to other knives, so I thought I'd throw it in this one real quick. So the Panacea X is right here, obviously. These are normal kind of pocket style knives that anybody might be carrying, right? SAK, Swiss Army knife. I think this is a buck. Some, I don't know, off-brand, kind of old school folders. Paramilitary 2, and just an old school Kershaw blade. Now I'll do a little bit of a comparison so you can see the size difference. So you can see there's quite a bit of a difference in blade size. So we'll take Paramilitary 2 here next, and the buck. You can see that even though that this knife is tiny, it has a really thick spine. All right, so now you got a bit of a comparison. Hope that helps for whatever it's worth. All right, so right now we're working on our fireboard and our spindle. So we took a piece of wood and we split it, and we took another edge and split that off, and now we're just working on flattening this piece out. You can make boards like this pretty useful. You can use them as a fillet table, as an eating table, as a preparation food table at camp kind of deal. They don't need to be perfect either. I think that'll about do it. And I think I'll chop a square piece of this off like that or so to make a spindle as well. We might actually take it from this fatter side over here, this side just slightly fatter. The more work you can do with your axe, or heavier working, the less knife work you'll have. So I think we're going to try that. I'm going to split that right about there, give us enough meat to work with. There we go. I can tell that it's going to take a minute with this knife to do the spindle I want. To get used to this edge again. How you create a spindle from this step. This is going to be our spindle end. This is going to be our tapered thin end because there's a bit of a chunk missing out of here. Is you knock down the edges first, these corners, and you can already see that it kind of rounds things off. I just think for time's sake, I think this will absolutely be able to do it. It's just going to take a little while. And I want to enjoy this process today. So I would say that this is totally able to do it. It's just going to take a little while. So I'm actually going to switch over back to my axe and just do a little bit of shaping. And I think I'm going to take out the more shape it the rest of the way. I think I get the idea that it can do it just fine, but it's gonna take a little bit of work, extra work. This is a pretty soft wood, a bit far gone, but we're gonna see if it'll work for us. A lot of times the outer layers will be a little too soft, and it's good to get rid of those anyway. And then the innards will be a little better. Yeah, you can see there's a wood change here. You go from kind of chippy, punky stuff to a little bit more solid in there. So I will see you when I finish the spindle. All right, again, we've made some adjustments. I've carved down the board a little bit to get my spindle back into position. It got a little deep. One of the problems with big fireboards and skinnier spindles is they bind up the deeper they go, so you generally don't want them too deep. Lessons learning from trial and error, including today. Been at this for a while. I got a bunch of dust built up here, which we're going to take advantage of and just pile up into my crack here so I can get a head start. Much better. If something's not working right, you need to stop and adjust until it does. There we go. Ooh, about time, I'll tell you what. Oh, man. That took way too much freaking effort. We got a coal and a lot of dust, and I am out of breath. Since we have a lot of dust there, that'll burn for a minute. And so I'm gonna let it build up, and then we'll transfer it. I'll tell you what, man. Whew. Took me 2 days and like 4 or 5 tries. I forgot about the drying cycles. Okay, once you see it starting to glow like this, and I mean, we got a lot of dust here built up for this ember, so this will actually burn. I don't know, if you were to just leave it like this, maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. Good long time. All right, so we're gonna carefully transfer that, trying not to smother it. You can see you got quite a bit of time when you're working with this. All right, we did it. And as long as that is still glowing like this, even if it has that much ash in it, you can keep blowing it into a flame. That's the cool thing. All right, we'll go ahead and put that out. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Mission accomplished. It took a bloody long time, took several tries, and we finally got it right because we persisted. And I wanted to leave you with a thought. It's a poem that I found on a school wall that always stuck with me. And it goes, "The highest fences we have to climb are those we build within our minds. Life's too short, be kind, be happy, get out in the woods, play around. Whatever skills you want to do in this life, go after them. you know. It took me a few tries to get this one down throughout my life, actually. It probably took me 2 years to figure it out. But now that I've practiced it and played with it so much, no matter what, I can figure out how to do it with any set of wood, basically. But cheers, see you in the next video.